Hey, you just tuned in for another episode of
Transformers Time Warp.
Hey, before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. There are new Mix of Picks episodes every Thursday.
Previously on Transformers Time Warp. All right, let's take two of these. They're small.
All right, one package, two packages.
Let's open them up.
I don't know what's in here. I forget too many boxes. So let's find out. It's from a Big Bad Toy Store. Oh, and look at that. It's just a couple of collector coins. Trax collector coin and Road Rage collector coin. That's it. Nothing super exciting there. How about what's in here? All right, what is this? Aha! Got some Energon cubes. Got a some kind of accessory here. Also from Big Bad Toy Store. Got BadCube.
Slick.
And looks like, last but not least, a replacement head for Fans Toys Grimlock. I believe this is supposed to make it look more cartoon accurate with the jawline and such. So, we haven't seen Grimlock yet, but I'm guessing we will.
All right, let's go over these one by one. Let's start with the Energon cubes. These are from Keith's Fantasy Club. And I got the purple variety, although the pink, I believe, is the more accurate to the cartoon. But there are a number of different color variations according to the cartoon. But these will suit my purposes. Here's the model there if you're looking for it. You can go to bigbadtoystore.com, look for KP15. And they've got a couple different types in here, it looks like. We've got the regular Energon cube. Just a standard cube there. And we've got this, looks like it's supposed to be like compacted cubes, like they do in the cartoon, where they smush them all together. So basically in this stack you have 5 cubes of Energon worth of energy there. Thanks to tfwiki.net for the information on the Energon cubes. I didn't realize how many official kind of color variations there were. They usually appear pink because the Energon apparently is a pink color. The cubes themselves are translucent or gray, and when they get filled with a pink color Energon. But when they get compressed like this, they actually show in the cartoon that they turn into like this rainbow iridescence kind of version of the energy. So this purple stack actually is not accurate to the cartoon, but it works for me. So in the set, you've got 9 total cubes, which is a pretty good number of cubes to have, I suppose. So that's Keith's Fantasy Club for some accessories. Let's go on to Fans Toys 08 Iron Die Bots. This is the replacement head for Grinder FT08, which I have not opened yet, so he's somewhere in the pile. And it'll be interesting to swap out the heads on these. I believe what the change is the jaw line mostly. This is more cartoon accurate than the one produced with the Fans Toys FT08 grinder, which actually has kind of a drop in the jaw. So this one has a straight jaw and looks more like the cartoon. I honestly didn't really know how massive this head was going to be. This thing is surprisingly large. I am almost afraid to see how big Grinder's going to be when we open him up. That thing is massive. And I really hope the scale holds well against MP10. So on to DW P25B, this backpack here. This is from Dr. Wu. Dr. Wu creates accessories and things like weapons and things for the Takara Tomy Masterpiece scale line. And what this backpack is a backpack that goes on Bumblebee, as featured in one of the episodes, I believe. So a little bit difficult to see here, but I will go ahead and open it up and fit it to Bumblebee, MP21. No directions, so it better be simple because I'm not exactly the most intuitive puzzle maker or puzzle solver. Aha. Snap and snap. No problemo. All right. As you can see, the detail is pretty cool. The molding is really nice. The sculpt is good. And it fits really well on MP21 Bumblebee. Yeah, it looks pretty cool wearing it. So this accessory doesn't come with any instructions from Dr. Wu, but it's fairly simple to understand once you look at Bumblebee. There's a little bit of a trick here in order to fit this backpack on. It doesn't just clip on. You actually have to build it around Bumblebee. So as you can see here, I had to take off the spare tire. And the way you build this onto Bumblebee is by building it around him. So as you can see, his bumper here sticks out. This little rib sticks out from the sides. And the easiest way it seemed for me to do it was to just fit the shoulder struts around that. So where this little triangular opening is here at the back, that's where the bumper goes. So if you slide this on over his shoulder, and it kind of fits there, and then you see it just naturally falls right there where the bumper is. So you do that with both arms, and hopefully it don't fall off on you. And just kind of sit them there in place. Put this other one back on. And just kind of hold them in place there. Snug them around the sides just to make sure they're square. Just kind of pinching finger and thumb. And then the two pegs, two tabs go into the two tab holes there as a start. And then you just get the other square tab to line up right there, and it should naturally. And then just pressure fit it together. And there you go. You've got the backpack. So that's a pretty cool little accessory. And let's finish this off with BadCube's Slick, their version of the G1 Swerve. This information is thanks to Sixo's Transformers photo library, and apparently, Swerve only appears in one episode in all of Generation 1. So this was not high on my priority list when I started my collection. This was not on my priority list at all. I was just trying to get the cartoon characters from the first 3 episodes, More Than Meets the Eye, parts 1, 2, and 3. And in my research, Swerve did not come up. But he is a companion to Gears, so they are the same type of truck transformation. And I wanted to get it before it was too late to get. So let's check them out. Let's get rid of these Energon cubes and open it up. Now this is BadCube's Slick OTS 10, just so you know. There you go on the top. Now I do remember having this character as a kid. Not really knowing who he was, but The transformation of this character always was so simple and not my favorite kind of transformer because it was so basic. We've got the packing materials here. Looks like maybe a couple of collector's cards in there, and the transformation instructions, I suppose. So let's go ahead and open that up. Huh. Yeah, looks like you've got like the old school kind of collector's card on the left, and maybe an updated version on the right with an illustration that's more action oriented than it is product oriented. And they're both different. I like the one on the left for its nostalgia. All right, that's cool. 2 cards. And the instructions. There we go. Nicely done. Well printed. Yeah. Solid job. Some concept art in the back, which is kind of cool. See what the company went through to kind of figure out what Slick should be. That dune buggy is kind of cool. That would have been pretty amazing if they had made that. All right, let's open this guy up. All right, the parts just come out. There's nothing really holding them inside. So that's cool. So my impressions right off the bat are, it looks rather plasticky. The sculpt looks okay. But overall, the feel in my hand was that it's, yeah, it didn't feel very substantial, like there's a lot of quality to it. But we'll see. Gears is pretty much the same mold, I think. Or very close. So maybe it's just the initial impression that needs to be changed. So you've got his gun. Pretty standard plastic. There's no metal paint to it, unfortunately. You've got an alternate face, which is cool. And let's give him the spin here. All right, if he looked a little bit wobbly there, like he was bending forward, it's because he was. Looks like his legs, maybe at the knees, move pretty easily. So let's go ahead and fiddle with him and see what he seems like when we pose him. Okay, here he is posed. If I spent more time with him, I guess I could get him into other poses. He's posable. He's a little weak in the knees. If you go to 6.0's Transformers photo library and look for Slick, you'll find an article where he poses Slick/Swerve in a lot of different poses. He gets some really cool shots. So he's definitely posable. He's got some limitations, of course. The hands right here are closed into a grip position. They do not articulate. The wrists do move. They've got a little flex up and down. And I think they can, nope, they can't rotate. Nope, they can't rotate. So just up and down. The ab crunch is only at the waist. So it really doesn't have much of it doesn't have an ab crunch, just the waist. The foot tilt is pretty good. I mean, it's got all sorts of movement here on the ankle tilt. So you should be able to flex those feet pretty much many different ways. The head tilt leaves something to be desired, but it is seemingly on a ball joint. And you can tilt the head down a little bit. You can tilt it up. You can move it to the left and the right. But it is limited, as you can see here. It was interesting to find out on 6.0's Transformers photo library in that article that Swerve only appears in the G1 cartoon once. And that's in the Season 3, Episode 5, Faces of Darkness, where he and some other Autobots are trying to defend Autobot City from Trypticon. And that's why this face comes in, as 60 points out. It's a screaming face, and apparently that is the scene in which he gets stomped. So there you go. Fun. You can change out the face for him getting stomped by Trypticon. Let's go ahead and see him in his vehicle mode. All right. Here is Slick/Swerve transformed into his vehicle mode. So similar to Gears, its transformation to me is a little PC. The hood, these are 3 parts right here. And getting the struts for the wheels lined up with the pegs and everything up in the front. If you look at the instructions, you'll see it's a little bit of a practice of patience. You'll definitely get some good test of your patience there, unless you're just a puzzle person, and maybe you'll just love that then. But once you get it together, it looks pretty good. It's not rolling 100% great, but you can get the wheels to roll. Overall, it looks good. My finish here is a little gappy. You can see, I don't know if I misaligned something. I probably did. Tolerances on here for what it takes to get it transformed might be pretty high. You may need to be really precise when you transform this guy. But overall, I'm not too disappointed in it. The only thing is that it does look a little plasticky. The red on the finish is definitely not a metallic. It's definitely kind of a matte plastic. The detailing on it is nice. The molding is nice. Where they do have a little bit of paint, they've done well. There's a little bit of mismatch in color here between the hinge, where they painted the hinge from white to orange, or white to red, so it's a little bit of a mismatch there. But all in all, I'm happy to put this in my collection, and I think it'll be a good counterpart to Gears. All right, here's just a quick addendum on a little bit of a quality problem here with Swerve. When I was transforming him back from vehicle mode to robot mode, this wheel came loose. And it looks like the strut here, or the hinge rather, is just off-centered. I can't budge it with just my finger. I don't know if it's glued in or what, but it does make it come out of its position, out of its little wheel well here. So a little bit of a QC issue here on Slick. OTS 10 from BadCube. All right, that's it. So that's it for this installment of MixelPix Transformers Time Warp. I hope you'll come back for another episode. And until then, happy collecting, everybody.
Hey, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe for more MixelPix videos, and leave me your comments below about what you liked and you didn't like about the video. Until next time, see ya.